Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I am glad you guys are here. Before we get started, just a real quick plea to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon. It would really help me and the channel out. I would appreciate it. Today, I wanted to give my review, overview, impressions, thoughts of the second Jack Wolf knife to enter my collection. And this is the Jack Wolf knife that I actually sent out to buy when I bumped into the low drag jack, which was an older design that I really liked. And this is the Feelgood jack. Guys, this is a super sweet Warncliffe blade. I consider this a hyper gentleman's knife because it's very thin. It's got a tall hollow grind, deep hollow grind, S90V blade, titanium bolsters, titanium liners, got a steel spring, Jack Wolf on the Ricasa here, down by below the blade, as the blade steel S90V. Has a fantastic walk and talk. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But you've got this long nail neck, which you can use. I use it to help get traction on the blade. I like to open my slip joints that way. Yes, it does kind of smuts up the blade, but I have come to realize that that is part of having slip joints. So I use Wicked Wax. I keep them treated. Let me find a real quick piece of paper to show you guys how sharp that is. I'm out of my coupon book, so I'm just having to use some of my field notes paper. But guys, I've whittled with this knife. I have cut cardboard with this knife. I have cut an apple with this knife. It is a fantastic little gentleman's folder. You know, I started down the slip joint quest probably about 4 months ago, if that, and picked up. I've got a pretty deep slip joint collection now, but I picked up a lot of different slip joints. Always thought that Jack Wolf was going to be a deterrent because I know how I collect. I like to kind of jump in with both feet. However, I knew I wanted this pattern, right? And I knew I wanted the low drag jack. I'll get it out just for a size comparison. So there may be another Jack Wolf in my future. I'm really interested in the gunslinger, but I think I have a good representation of some fantastic modern traditionals, and I love them. Size comparison, the Feelgood Jack's going to be just a little bit longer than the low drag jack. Do a couple of other quick size comparisons. Let's look at it next to the QSP Hedgehog. And the Feelgood Jack is going to be longer than the Hedgehog, but it's going to be just a good bit thinner than the Hedgehog. Look at it next to the Ohio River Jack. And it's just about the same size as the Ohio River Jack in length. Maybe just a tiny bit longer than the Ohio River Jack, but right in that same range. So before we measure it and give you some measurements and give you weight and give you some thinness behind the edge and stuff like that, let's look at it next to Benchmade Bug Out, to which it's going to be smaller than. So there's no need to break out the Spyderco. Let's look at the Benchmade Baby Bug out. And you'll see that it's just a tiny bit bigger than the Baby Bug out, just a tiny bit smaller than the Bug out, kind of splitting the differences of those. So that brings us to the Javon promotional tape measure that I stuck a sticker on that cost me nothing. And it tells me this knife is 6 3/4 inches overall. The blade is going to come in right about 3 inches, maybe 3 1/4. The cutting edge is going to be 2 3/4, and that handle is 3 3/4. And to the front of that ricotta, it's right at 4 inches. So that is 4 inches to right there. What you'll notice about this blade is not only is it a deep hollow grind that's super slicey, you've got this nice swedge at the top of the blade. I can dig splinters out with this if I need to. The sharpening choil on every Jack Wolf knife that I'm experienced is done extremely well. Let me grab my Javon scale. And we will see that the Feelgood Jack is 2.10 ounces. In the slip in my pocket, 2.60 ounces. So a comfortable little knife, a knife that I really, really, really enjoy. I know that the Big Bro Jack is available. I've seen it, and that's a pattern that I really kind of like. However, I don't want to just be getting patterns to get patterns. When I saw the Gunslinger at Blade Show and got to handle that, that was just kind of a fluke for me, because I think I've told you guys I was over at Ben's booth specifically to look at slip joints, to check out different slip joints. I would love to find a new laid back Jack. You know, I'd love to find and really get into the line to find some knives that were different patterns than what I currently have, instead of just getting them all. However, the Big Brother Jack is pretty sweet. I'll keep my eye on it. Also, when I'm recording this, I think I'm one day away from the Gunslinger Jack going live. But just, I can't say enough positive things about this line. And it was something, again, I came to it very late. I resisted when Ben first launched it. I had no interest whatsoever in slip joints. When I started to get a little bit of an interest in slip joints, I knew these were out of my range. When I started to look at my slip joint collection, just like I did with my modern folders when I went through that epiphany, and saw that I had, for example, 3 of these different Bokers, these old school Bokers in copper and tool steel that I picked up on sale for $99 each. Well, if I took those 3 Bokers, didn't bring them into the collection, I could have brought in a Jack Wolf. So what I did is I kind of curtailed my Blade Show spending, didn't get anything at Blade Show, because I knew when I got back, I was going to be looking at a couple of Jack Wolf knives. Because again, I've gotten very infatuated with slip joints. I carry them on the daily, and I don't have a Great Eastern Cutlery yet. I definitely want one of those. I don't have a case yet. I definitely wouldn't mind having one of those. It's not, I don't read terrible reviews. I love my Rough Rider reserves, love my Max Ace, love my, unique, strange slip joints, even my double detent, my weird little Tucson. So I'm really exploring my inner something different than a locking knife, right? So I feel like the pinnacle of that journey for me, and again, they're knives that are 12 times this much, that are probably made 1,000 times, 100 times better. This is the pinnacle for me. For where I am in my collecting, for what I like about knives, how knives make me feel. It's not as much about a status symbol that I can stick in a box. It's about something that I can appreciate on a daily. I can appreciate what went into it. For this knife takes it to a whole nother level because I love Ben. I think Ben Belkin's a fantastic guy. Not only is he a super smart, methodical businessman, he's got steez and grace for every one of these designs that he's put out. Even when I was not a slip joint guy and these were never going to be in my collection, I could appreciate what Ben was doing. And hats off to you, Ben. I think these knives are great. I love this knife. I could recommend the Feelgood Jack to anyone who is looking for a nice Warncliffe gentleman's folder, traditional, just like I could highly recommend the low drag jack to somebody who liked that pattern. Slip joints are so subjective. The patterns are so subjective. What I can tell you is these are perfectly executed. So if that's something that you're into, do like I did and just don't buy for a while and take that little bit of money that you were going to buy some knives with and put it back. I think it's worth it. Again, whether you go this route or not, I can just say I'm glad I finally did. I always say I wish I'd gotten in sooner, but I'm actually glad I didn't. Saved me a little money to get in late. But anyway, guys, love Jack Wolf knives. Love this Feel Good Jack. Hope you guys get some, information from this video. Can get some size comparisons, if nothing else. Get my honest opinion of it. I think it's great. I tell my mom to rush out and grab one if she was looking for a $300 slip joint in Bazooka Pink, which I picked that out because I think that's a gorgeous color. Did this review, pulled it out of my pocket, so it's going back in my pocket. Guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for subscribing if you did. Thank you for hitting the bell notification icon if you did. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for all my channel members who support the channel. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for all of you who look out for the guy or gal to your left, who look out for the guy or gal to your right, who look out for one another. Please continue to go forward with love in your heart. Choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.